Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday morning. Welcome to Allen's Day. We're just getting out to the deck here, just in time to see the sunrise. Just coming up over the trees there. Our mission today is working on the deck. Oh, it looks like the neighbor, he's fired up. He wants to see the sunrise too. So, this project in Jamestown, Tennessee, it's very enjoyable building down here in Tennessee, specifically this county here, because there's no building permits required. You want to build a house? They say, build a house. No problems, no questions, no nothing. As compared to building permits up in Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's a challenge to get building permits up there. You've got to have environmental studies. You've got to have your impermeable surface all calculated out, your drainage, your runoff, shoreline permits. If, for instance, right there, right down in there, there's a little brook down there. Up in our area there in Green Bay, you need to have a shoreline permit and all the paperwork that goes with that. And you've got to have all that in place just to apply for a building permit that you may or may not get. It's a challenge up there. So I would never intentionally want to build anything up there. It's just been a nightmare every single time that we've done it, and everything that we try it as compared to down here in Tennessee. Build it. I like that philosophy. One thing that they do to get around to make sure that they are built up to some sort of a standard is when people sell their homes down here, the buyer may request to have an electrical inspection, a plumbing inspection, a structural inspection on the back end if they're trying to sell a house. But so far, I don't think we got to deal with any of that because we're building big and strong and sturdy. So we're not going to have any issues with that. Sort of overbuilt. Today's mission, deck. The only concern I have that kept me up last night is the gap on some of these boards is a little tighter than what I would like to see. So I've got to, for instance, like that gap right there, not too bad, but there's a couple that's running a little tight. And I want to see if I can open those up a little bit. Also, what I should have did is pre-routed all my edges on these boards. I forgot. So now, since it's my fault for forgetting, I've got to try to put a router bit on all these gaps on these boards here. So, wish me luck. I'll see what happens. Maybe it might be one of those things. We'll do it later on, but we'll see. Oh, sun's up now. Better get going here. Start putting rails on. I know I've been talking about this for 2 months now, but we're doing it. Start out with a template. Always, always, always a template. Never drill holes more than once unless you got a template. So that matches up with the base plate. Got my straight edge. Set the template. And this is pretty self-explanatory for most of you, but I just thought I'd share if somebody hasn't done this before. Line that up on there. Small drill. Start out with a small drill in your template. Otherwise, if you have a big drill, it's going to waller out your template.
Never wing it or your lines are going to be woo, woo, woo like a frickin' noodle. We don't want a noodle porch.
So we got our template there. Now the big holes. Now, since this is a steel bracket here, it's very rare that I just like putting steel up next to wood like that, especially in this application here. So I got some stainless steel washers. These are 1/2-inch stainless steel washers. You can get them at Fastenal. Look them up online, but you can get a pack of 500 of them. You're going to use them everywhere. Get yourself a variety. These happen to be 1/2-inch right here. That way you're not going to have constant water sitting up against your steel here rusting it out. It's probably not going to show up for a couple of years, but eventually it's going to show up. And then set it over the top. And these are a 3/8 galvanized carriage bolt. Either galvanized or stainless is all you want to use outside. And then I took another 1/2-inch stainless flat washer, so I got stainless against the steel part so it holds together. And all these little things, it doesn't cost very much, especially if you're trying to look at want to get 20 years out of a deck. The little bit extra it takes at this point, take the extra time and the extra couple pennies it takes to put it together. So there, that's a rail, and Alyssa will go underneath and she'll put the washers on there. We're going to keep all these loose until we get the top rail on there, so if we have to adjust or shim, we've got the opportunity. Once the top rail's on there, they're all leveled up and shimmed, then we'll go underneath and tighten them up. So how many more we got to do yet, Alyssa?
Quite a few, but not that many.
Not that bad. So, well, we'll get going. We'll bring you back when we get them all bolted on, and we'll start figuring out our top rail on there. Talk to you later. Making progress with the deck rails here. Getting them all bolted in there. Just got them bolted in there loose right now. Took and cut the corners off. Finished trim cutting that edge where that there's going to be a stairway that's going to go down over here. It's going to be a narrow one. It's not going to be, the main stairway is going to be on the other side of the house. Cut the corners off. We got Alyssa down there finishing setting those other couple in there, putting the stainless steel washers down on the deck first. Oh, there we go. We got to shim them up just a little bit. But stainless steel washers go down first, and then the bolts go down, so that there's an air gap underneath, and we're going to get a little more life out of those posts there. Like I said, these are posts that the guys at the shop made these up. I sketched these up on just a little sketch paper for this one here. It was just a simple one, and they burned them out, knocked them out. Pretty straightforward on the posts there. Now with the deck here, I think you've heard my speech before about lumber. This deck right here, this is #1 cedar tone lumber as compared to your typical #2 green treated lumber, which in my experience, I have not had any luck. I have changed out more green treated lumber that had a 20-year warranty on it. Well, you know what? I didn't see anybody around help me change that out, so I'm going to increase my odds of this deck lasting a little bit longer by going with the #1. And when it comes right down to it, your labor far exceeds the cost of the difference between #1 treated lumber, and number 2, your typical green treated lumber. So pony up a little bit and you won't be doing this as often. Now, we talked a little this morning about my gaps. I didn't like my gaps there. Well, I came up with a temporary solution which might be a permanent solution. Depends if I got time. At some point, in a perfect world, I'd run through there with a 5/16 router bit and just open that gap up consistent and clean it up. But I think I'm getting a little anal with that deal. So next best thing is I'm just going to take, this is your friend with woodworking, a 36 grit on your Milwaukee grinder, and away you go. So what I'm doing to break these edges on here, since this wood didn't come with a big radius on there, it's going to be a little bit, but a little where you just set the grinder in here. And walk it all the way down the end, and you can see that it gives it a little bit of a profile. Yeah, I'm grinding my stain back off there, but I'm going to leave this deck sit next summer after it all fades out and everything. I'm going to go back over it with some clear Pittsburgh Paramount Natural is what it is from Menards, and I'll go over this deck again. Another one of my rants. Don't use Thompson water sealer on your deck outside. In my experience, you're not going to have good results. Absolutely do not use it. It's okay for interior stuff, but not on a deck. There's absolutely no use for it out there. It lasts maybe a season, and it just turns everything into a mess. So pony up and get the good stain there. We'll keep hammering away.
This is a nice finish instead of a straight. Well, I don't remember what we last showed you, but we're getting the deck railing on, and what he's working on now is he's routering the edge, and then we'll restain that. So when you're putting your hand on there enjoying your cup of coffee in the morning, you don't get a splinter in your hand to start your day off. So, that's what he's doing. Just like that.
And I remembered to router it before I put it on this time. Life lessons.
Life lessons. And then where he met the boards. What angle is that?
20 degrees.
A 20-degree angle, so they match up better instead of a straight edge where one edge would want to flip up. They can't flip up anymore when they dry out. So there's that. The view looks pretty darn nice from the chairs. Approved.
Making progress on the deck. I had to go in for lunch. Had some of my wife's soup. It was excellent. Thanks, Gene. We got all the corners mitered, everything in there. And then remember I said that Milwaukee sander is your best friend? I just took that sander and I just hit some of the rough spots, broke the edge on there, gave it a rustic look. So we got the rail done all the way around. And I got to put a temporary rail so it doesn't fall off. And Alyssa is continuing to shoot the screws in there with her fancy jig. Instead of center ones, we're just putting, we got a double with a piece of steel down the center there. So put 3 screws in, move down, set it up and put some more in there. Yes. She can't hear a thing that's going on. She's got earbuds in there and she's jamming to something. I'm not quite sure what. Not to add more to my list, I've got to continue to grind all these gaps out here so to get that radius look on there. Next thing, I just had a vision. I want to cap off this entire outside edge right here. And I've got these galvanized channels right here that I made up that fit a board. So I'm going to get those laid out, drill a hole in the end, and get those set up there. I wasn't planning on doing that. I just happened to walk by those channels in the garage and I said, I got just a place for those. Well, I'll bring you back when we got some of those drilled and set up on there. Here's what we got for our trim. I got all the holes marked so it's the center of the plank. And take the handy drill. Now it's just drilling lots of holes. Once I drill all the holes, I bring them up to the deck, and Alyssa starts putting all the screws in the ends here. Just like that, we got a screw in every end, and you look down there and you can see that looks pretty nice. And the screws that Alyssa is using, these, they're again stainless steel flat washers wherever you can, because what happens is that way the screw isn't spinning on the metal and wearing off the galvanized, so it's going to rust. So yeah, this galvanized should last a long time on there. Right, Alyssa?
Approved.
Alyssa approved. We're going to finish the rest of this off. And then I think we're going touristing while it's daylight out yet, so we better get going. See you at the tour spot. Your last look. Now we're going to Pickett Park. So yeah, no, everything turned out pretty nice. That edge on there is going to keep that those boards from moving around. Remember what I said, make sure you mix a lot of steel in with the wood, not wood alone. Joints all turned out nice on there. They fit pretty decent. And on the corner joints on there, I took some latex caulking, squirted a good gob of that in there before I sealed that up. Now, I got to put a temporary rail here. And we're going to call this thing a win. So there's our view. Again, you've seen that before. Turned out pretty nice. And we made it. This is Pickett State Park. And they got all kinds of stuff in there. Touristy stuff. And on the way down here to this Pickett Park here, we passed half a dozen different trailheads. We'll maybe stop at one or two on the way back there, but this is 5 miles from the house, the other direction from the gorge. So we got plenty of options here. Oh, We got some fancy bathrooms there. A lot of this stuff was built back in the Depression era to keep the people working. They had different programs that built all this stuff, and that's when the era that this was all put together. So, well, we'll get out and sort of give you a quick little tour of what's going on here. They've got campgrounds up in that area over there. Oh, and we even got some Canadian geese. I think they're making their way north and heading back up by us and up to Wisconsin. And it looks like they got fish in here. Every once in a while in the summertime you see this filled up with kids fishing. But they can also canoe. Oh, look at that. We got a bobber. Looks like we got some fishing tackle there. Oh, did I score here? I don't fish, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Oh, we got some geese just playing in there. So this is where the geese go when they're not getting their ass froze up in Wisconsin. So.
All the mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes are ready?
They're all on the surface over there.
Well, the fish will be jumping. We've got a little water running out over there. Let's take a walk over here onto the bridge. And we got this fancy bridge. Looks like there's a little age on there, but it's holding together. We'll let Alyssa go first to test it.
I got my life insurance for Rachel.
Yeah, there we go. Ooh, it's a little bouncy. We got a swimming beach down there, and those are all rentable houses up there. On the other side, there's just a whole bunch of campsites over there. Pretty nice place here. And then once you go over here, there's just a hiking trail, miles and miles of trail. Looks like you're drunk, Alyssa.
I feel like it.
Whoa.
Night out at Shoots.
Yeah. Well, it held together. Let me check the welds out on there. It looks like booger welds right there, but it held.
Minor.
Minor. I always check out the steel and structures when I go anyplace. Well,
Good thing I didn't wear my Crocs.
I don't know if this is an OSHA approved stairway or not.
Might be fine.
I think it might be fine. Yeah, not OSHA approved. Well, I'm gonna go up into here, and this is where you sit when it's raining. Or you're tired of walking, or you're gonna eat your lunch. Well, I'm tired of walking because we had probably got the 15,000 steps in again today working on that deck. So that's it for today. We will, and this is Wednesday. We will for Thursday's project be doing a little work inside. Right?
Sure.
Talk to you guys later. Bonus footage. Here's the beach I was talking about. And I don't know if this is an OSHA approved overlook with no railing. After seeing this, why do we spend all day putting railings on the house? More bonus fishing. Stopped at just a little pull out a couple miles from the house. There's an astronomy field. If you go back up that direction, people from all over the country come here certain times of the year and looking at stuff in the I have no idea what it is, but they come here and they look at it. Yeah, there's quite a few of these little pullouts down here. And the reason I stopped is this is something new. I didn't see this here before. This must be a drive on sunshine. So you must pull your electric vehicle here. Wow. Juice box. And I think it's free. Yep. I don't know what it all does, but don't have an electric vehicle. Here's 1.7 miles. You got to walk that way for a loop. Here's another little area to go. And where are we at here? Where's the "you are here"? Not sure. But anyways, there's plenty to do here. There's all kinds of stuff. And there's the different areas to go on to. There's also Twin Arches around here somewhere. And that's a different pullout down the road. So plenty to do. Talk to you guys later. Bonus footage. Thank you for watching Alan's Day. Life is about making choices. Some things are already perfect. Some things you may choose to upgrade. This channel will show you both. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks again.